Hi, I'm the course director for EDM613 Media Asset Creation, Joe Bustillos, and I'd like to welcome you to month 11 and this short little video that we're going to do kind of a course intro for. I've listed here my contact information, mac@fullsail.com and edm613@me.com, the email addresses. For instant message or iChat, go ahead and use edm613@me.com regardless of the client that you're using. And then for voice or for Skype, you should use my JB Bustillos account. Those two you want to plug into whatever client you're using so that if you have a question on any of the course materials, if you have this information, go ahead and you run your chat client or your Skype, and you will see automatically whether or not I'm available for you to go ahead and shoot me your question. Obviously, if I'm not in either one of those two services, then there's a pretty good chance that I'm not in the office. So your best bet is probably to drop me an email message. And then, of course, I've got a Google Voice there that reaches me 24/7. Same kind of deal. It's not bad for leaving a voice message. I generally don't answer calls where I don't recognize the number, but please feel free to ask your question. Online hours are listed on the FSO website for me, but they changed so much that your best bet really is to go ahead and add the contact information to your clients. So let's talk about what media asset creation is. Way back when, about almost 4 years ago when we began this course, it was very much about preparing some media assets for something called the Media Project. That since has changed quite a bit, and what's mostly going to take a lot of your focus is completing your capstone project and then beginning something called the leadership project. And then we do have some vestigial elements left from the media asset creation days, which we will talk about in another video when we do our FSO walkthrough. Okay, so milestones for month 11, as we've discussed before. Your capstone website is due on Monday, the beginning of week 2, which is one day past the end of week 1. Our week 3 WIMBA session, you're going to be sharing your leadership project, what you're going to be doing. We'll talk about that also in another video. And then the leadership project itself will be due on the beginning of week 4 on Monday of week 4. So with that in mind, let's talk about due dates. So most of the weekly course activities will be due on the Sunday of that week, and we'll talk about what those course activities are in a moment. And then obviously our capstone leadership projects are due on the Mondays of week 2 and week 4. So this month, month 11, is one of these auto return months, which basically means that if you are not successful in completing the activities for this course, then instead of going to month 12, the final month of this program, you will stay in month 11 until you complete the activities for which you did not get a passing grade. So there are no extensions beyond this month. I can't give you, once we get past the 30 days of this month, I can't give you additional time to complete work, because actually at the end of week 3, beginning of week 4, I will have most of your big ticket items so that I can predict whether or not you should successfully be able to make it into the next course, because by the end of week 4, I need to let the registrars know whether or not you belong in month 4 or month 12. So it is one of these sorts of things that's very, very important that we stay on top of what needs to get accomplished this month, because I need to assess early whether or not you're going to be successful so that I can get the grades out so that you can move to month 12 and that you can graduate in one more month. So basically also, with that in mind, please do not wait until the WIMBA session for each week to do that week's work, because that will mean that you'll have lost out on the 3 beginning days of the week, because mostly we're meeting on Wednesdays. And you can't afford to do that, particularly in week 1, where basically at the end of this particular week, in week 1, you'll be required to have your complete capstone website ready to go. So again, and this is why I'm promoting these videos for you to watch in advance, so that by the time we do the WIMBA sessions, you've got everything kind of in a row and you're ready to go and you're taking care of business, and there's no panic involved. So don't wait for the WIMBAs to get started on the work. Okay, human nature, getting stuff done, and due dates. So where's the focus? Where should the focus be? Well, I know, being kind of the individual that I am, that if there were no due dates, nothing would get done. And so we have the due dates. We've figured out, we've been at this for a little bit, how much you need to accomplish and at what pace for you to accomplish it. It's a bit like running, either a 4-minute mile, where you need each, you need to do each lap in 1 minute if you're going to do the 4-minute mile. Or in this case, which is probably more applicable, is that you are doing a marathon. You've been on this marathon. You're rounding that last bend. You've basically hit the wall, and now we need for you to accomplish a number of things in a very timely manner, or you won't be successful. And we know that because we've been doing this long enough to know that. So we want it to. So that's why we're very serious about the due dates. But we don't want the due dates to be the sole reason that you're getting this stuff done. We want you to benefit from all the work that you've done. And so the focus needs to be balanced between getting stuff done and being successful, and also getting something from this beyond just getting it done. If it were just a matter of getting it done, then this would be too robotic and it wouldn't be beneficial. We really don't want that, but at the same time, we recognize that we have to be very serious about our due dates, or you won't make it into month 12. And then, of course, it's up to my discretion whether to accept late work within the month. If you are late on something, I will work with you. You can work with me, and we'll get stuff done, particularly the capstone project and the leadership project. There's a little bit of room for us, a little wiggle room in there, but it's very little. It's not a big deal. So if you do run into problems, if something happens, if life intervenes, please contact me immediately and or your online advisor, and we will work with you. But it is one of these sorts of things. We are limited to what we can do. Everything that I'm asking you to do must be done in the manner that we're asking you to do it in. Week 2 Monday, week 4 Monday, because there just really is no time beyond that. So I will accept it if you're working with me and I'm working with you. But if I feel like you're gaming the system, or if it's one of these sorts of things that we're not seeing eye to eye, then we'll probably end up spending an extra month together. Okay, so there is a calendar listed in FSO, and I do have the dates listed there. This is obviously an older copy of the dates going way back to August, but I have everything listed there, so you should be able to plug it in to whatever calendar you're using so that you can keep on top of all this stuff. And so that's that. And then also I do have kind of when I intend to be in the office and those sorts of things, so you can kind of try to plan it on that basis. But your best bet, again, is to have my contact information in your instant message client and your Skype client. So what do the weekly activities look like beyond the 2 projects that we've talked about? Well, we do have blogs. Blog is what we do here. The first blog, you'll be doing 1 blog on the reading for each week. This week's reading is not actually reading, but you're actually going to be reviewing a series of videos on copyright issues, and then you'll write about that and post it in your blog. And then you'll do 2 comment posts, which basically means you'll go to classmates' blogs, read what they've posted, and then copy your comment and the original post back to your blog. You'll do that 2 times. And then the 4th blog post will be related to the leadership project. Now, remember I said how things are due on Sunday. So this thing, all this is due on Sunday, these 4 blog posts at the end of Sunday, 11:59 p.m. But the reading post, I really want to encourage you to post at least 1 blog post by Friday. And the idea behind that is that if you post it by Friday, when everyone else is doing the work over the weekend, then it opens up the opportunity for others to find your blog post and comment on your blog post, and it really adds value to the interaction that's possible. If you're a person like myself who can be deadline challenged and you wait until the last minute to post any of your blog posts, then your classmates are going to learn right away that you're not a person that does the stuff early, so they won't even bother going to your blog to comment. And it's unfortunate that you don't get the comments that you deserve. So please blog early, and in that way you are encouraging your classmates to come and join in the fun and comment on your blog posts. So that's how that works. And then we have our women's sessions. If you attend, awesome. If you are not able to attend, then you will write a blog post about the WIMBA session, and all this is explained in FSO. And then we have our discussion boards. There are 2 discussion boards posted for every week. And then the first discussion board, you'll be, besides responding to the discussion board, then you will also need to respond to 2 of your classmates' comments, just like what we did with the blog. And just like what we did with the blog, it'd be good for you to do that first blog post by Friday so that others can respond to you during the weekend. And then the second blog post, you only need to respond to 1 of your classmates. And you can get more information in FSO in the blogging tech tips in the resources section in FSO. If you scroll down in FSO, you'll see the blogging tech tips. Okay, so we do have a course in a glance here. It more or less kind of shows you in a chart kind of fashion how things roll out with the 4 blog posts each week, the WIMBA session, our reading for that week, the 2 discussion boards, and then anything related to the weekly projects. For week 1, one of the things I really want you to do right away is to go ahead and post your URL for your blog and then complete it in the comms and links. And that way, again, people can interact with your stuff. And it also is a sign to me that you're engaged. And then your professionalism grade, if you click on that right away, then your professionalism grade can be something where I can let you know right away if something is not working quite right, instead of the professionalism being punitive. And then you can see week 2, 3, and 4, all the other materials are pretty much posted as should be understood. So that basically is our course in a nutshell. Again, if you have any questions, go ahead and look through the materials in FSO. There's a lot more detail on the blogs. The blogs themselves, I do want to say, you don't have to write out everything. Like in the reading, you don't have to write out a note on everything. What I'm looking for is interaction. I'm looking for your opinion, good, bad, or indifferent, how you feel a particular way about something and why. And then also when you're doing the blog posts, thinking back on that stuff, please make sure in the title of each entry you put the week and then you put the activity. So week 1 reading, and then if you want to add a cute little subtitle, then go ahead and add that. Week 1 reading, what I never knew about copyright. That'd be perfectly okay. So I know I've rambled through this really quickly, but all the information is there for you to review. Go through FSO, and then if you've got additional questions, please feel free to contact me and drop me either an instant message or an email, and then we will share that information amongst each other so that everybody can benefit from the questions that you might be having. I really look forward to working with you this month, and there will be several other videos to help you with the FSO walkthrough and all the capstone projects that are due this month. And with that, I will bid you adieu until next time. Bye.